What's goody? It's your boy Jay Nix, Mr. Raw Low Man. I'm chilling with my dog Berto Lucas, Little Friends Radio, NYC.
Today's the first official show for Little Friends Radio. Got a real special guest in the building too right now, reporting live from Miami-Dade. Got my boy Jay Nix. How's it going, bro?
We're good, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Man, the pleasure's mine, bro. I'm really, really appreciative that you decided to come on, man. I really, really appreciate it. How's everything though, man? How's Florida? How's COVID?
Florida's good. I mean, of course, everybody's got, obstacles because of COVID and whatnot. But, I mean, I just been working, man. I pretty much kind of already lived one of a quarantine lifestyle before this kind of, kind of started. I like to kind of stay busy, you know what I'm saying? And so during this time, it just gives me more opportunity to do that. I've really just been locked in the studio, really been doing a lot of writing, just staying focused and creating. I think that's the best thing to do when you're an artist during a time like this.
It's awesome. The Escape album's crazy. I've been bumping that nonstop, man. How was that like? How was working on that album? How'd that feel like?
Escape. It's funny because it's kind of like, I think I did it like pretty fast. I felt like we kind of finished the whole project in like 3 weeks. But it was just really going off of the energy that was, kind of surrounding everything that's going on, from, police brutality to, the economic struggle to, politics to a degree, and just kind of the emotions that kind of come with all of those feelings and all dealing with all of those situations. I mean, quarantine included, because I recorded it, during this whole process of COVID. So of course, even that influenced the sound as well.
Yeah, I mean, that album's really like, it's like an album about the times that we're living in right now. It's like really pro-black, and it's just a really good message behind it, man.
Yeah, and I think personally, I went into it not necessarily, I'm not going to say I wasn't trying to do that, but that wasn't like the main focus was to, that's why it's called Escape. It was to like have a place to go with all that emotion, because, when you face with all those different kind of issues, it can be hard to process it. It can be hard to understand it. You know what I mean? Like, I think one of the things that people resonate with the project is you can see the vulnerability on there. Like, I'm not coming from a place like I got all the answers. I'm coming from a place like I'm with you, like you're me, like, you know what I mean? Like, we just trying to figure this shit out, you know what I'm saying? We trying to see how we can better ourselves, how we can change things. We just realizing, shit is, shit is fucked up, and how to get there. And everybody also you have those outer things going on, but then you have your own internal struggles within your life of, your goals and dreams and aspirations and just personal things. So all of that's mixed up, and I feel like creates with this project. It creates that. It's like a buildup. You know what I mean? And
who's on them beats? That shit is crazy.
No, it was kind of dope how that kind of all came together organically. Like the project I released before, Audio Mono, where I worked with my man Who I Be, Square Boogie, Camouflage Don. I kind of worked with a lot of those same guys on Escape, you know what I mean? But I was also even able to add like new people that I've been working with, like King Carlo.
Mostly from the crib. Those dudes are from Florida as well.
Yeah. Because a lot of people that I've been working with for a long time, you know what I mean? Like, I've just from being down here in Florida, you meet so many different people, and to me, I've always felt like I've built a lot of good relationships with producers, engineers, things of that nature, because I'm very hands-on when it comes to that process of making music. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to just rap and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more of a guy that likes to see the song all the way through, from it being engineered and like really getting that sound that you're looking for when you know, originally created it.
Yeah, that's such a tough process too. I think in this day and age for artists is getting linked up with the right producer, right engineer, because you know you'll have a song that you have in your head, and then you link up with an engineer who's half-assed, and then in your head you know the song's dope, and then you get with the engineer, and their skills are just not up to what you wanted, and then sometimes you spend like a year re-recording songs because you got to get with the right sound guy or the right producers.
And I hate re-recording songs. That's so like one of the things that I dislike, because I feel like when I'm creating something, or like when I'm recording it, there's a certain energy, there's a certain freshness about the record for me, and I think that gives me a different approach on it. I think when you're re-recording, a lot of times you're trying to capture something that already happened, and you can never really do that. Yeah. And I'm kind of a perfectionist, you know what I'm saying, at heart. So when I'm in a position where I'm trying to do that, it's like, you know, I'll kind of take forever on a record, and I don't, you know, and you'll still not get the end result. You know what I mean? So a lot of times I just kind of like to go with the rougher version, or, you know, I'll mix it, but I want to try and get it. I just really be wanting a clean, rough version, like clean enough for it could sound good in like the speakers and shit. You know what
Like
I mean?
in the car, like you want to at least play it for somebody to whip, and it'll be presentable.
Yeah, that's how I listen to everything, pretty much. Like I put it in different types of speakers. Like I'll listen to it in the studio, but then it's like, you know, from there I'll tell everybody else, listen to it in your whip. You know what I mean? Let's listen to it in the whip. How does it feel? How does it sound? And I go based off of that. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of how I feel like my music's meant to be played, in a sense. That's how I imagine my music being played. Even though people listen to it however they feel, I always imagine how my music sounds for people in the whip. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand that for sure. And then I didn't even know you mix, and that's crazy because a lot of my friends who make music now, they had the frustration, the engineer frustration, so they ended up getting their own setup years down the line, and now they love mixing records just as much as they love recording. That's crazy.
Well,
But
I don't mix personally, but I'm a part of that whole process. Like I'm in the studio with the engineer mixing, like, you know, step by step with each record, trying to get everything. Because that part of it, I absolutely commend. You know, I absolutely commend the, you know, engineers and producers that I work with all the time. But I think it's because I've built such an organic relationship. Like everybody that I work with production wise, I've known for some time. Like we talked about working, you know, we worked on records from before, or they're my actual friends, you know, actual people that I, you know, consider peers and colleagues and what I'm doing in music. And I learned from them, you know what I mean? I learned from being around producers. I think that as a rapper, it helps my ear, you know what I mean? Even though I like to focus on the lyric part, the writing, and the, you know, the overall song structure, learning and being around the engineering process and the production process as a rapper, I think just makes you a better rapper.
it's important. It's important because, you know, you don't want to like just leave the session and then the engineers or whoever's in charge is gonna be like, oh, we'll email you the song, you know, in 2 days or something, and then you get it, and then it's not what you thought, and then you just emailing back and forth versus you just sitting in on the session, and then you're like, all right, that's a go, you know. You just give them the thumbs up, and then bam, onto the next project. I think it's important, honestly, and I love that. That's beautiful too, and to be around people that inspire you, and you know that every time you link with them, you guys are gonna get busy. That's important too, because a lot of people, I think, a lot of artists, they don't have that, you know. They don't have that team, or they don't have that core group of people that they can really surround themselves around.
I'm thankful for that. But like, you know, I think that just, it all depends on what kind of artist you want to be. Like, you know, how serious do you take the craft? It's like, you know, I love music. You know what I mean? Like music is like, it's really like a part of me. It's a part of my life. It's like, you know, it's crazy because it's like I have kids, but it's like I love music like it's my kid.
Shout out
I
to
never
the fam.
understood that type of love before. You know what I mean? Like when I it's like having you know, kids is like, all right, cool. Like I created like another person. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, and it's like I love this person. Like I want to see this person grow, and any way I can help this person achieve what they need to get, whether it be knowledge, whatever, I'm gonna do it. I feel that way about like music. It's like that same kind of like love and passion. Like I want to groom it. I want to like make sure it's done properly. And the thing about music is music's been in part of my life before I even had children. You know what I'm saying? Music's always been a part of my life. You know what I mean? Like I was, the kid in school who knew all of them, that had every CD. You know what I'm saying? That was my shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like listening to everything. You know what I mean? Like I was big on, the greats, of course, but the Outkast album come out or whatever album come out, I'm gonna make sure I had it. You know what I'm saying? I was the guy that was in tune with everything that was coming out musically. You know what I mean? Like it's been always such a part of my life. Like I've always like loved it. You know what I mean? And was a student of it. Even to go back to shit that was like way before my time and listen to it, just to kind of, I would be amazed at a song that could like last, the test of time like that. Like it'll be a record that out here in a movie now, and I'm like, damn, that song came out like when my mom was like a, a jit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I'm listening to it. I'm listening to it right now. It's like there's something to be said to make a song that can last like that. You know what I mean? I think that's special.
Yeah, and word, that's facts. Man, you guys are original down there, man. From Broward to Dade, man. From the Kodaks to the XXXs to the the Tricks. Right. Right. I mean, Florida Ross is like one of my all-time favorites. I love like Florida, just whatever. Like Miami, mostly. There's a lot of good stuff comes out of there, man. But also like on the album, you did a lot of good references to some cool stuff that I grew up like watching or listening to. Like on the intro on Cherry Pie, you did the Guilty Conscience reference. That's fire.
That kind of just goes back to being like I said, like a student of music, like really like studying. And that album that Guilty Conscience was on, like the Marshall Mathers LP, that's the album that helped shape me too. You know what I'm saying? Lyrically classic. And like just sonically. You know what I mean? It was a classic album. So throughout my through this project, and even I would even say like going back to Audio Mono, and I always kind of show that student of the game mentality, like just kind of paying homage, or I try and sprinkle something in there that like I feel like the listener might catch, like that really know hip hop. Like I know hip hop, they'll pick it up and be like, oh shit, that's from Guilty Conscience. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that that's kind of like my way of really kind of connecting with somebody who hearing my music, like, yo, I'm on the same shit as you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man, that shit was awesome, bro. I was like, oh yeah, that is hip hop for real. Like, and you would have to know that album, or you would have to know the history with M and Dre to get that. And I remember when I first seen that video. Remember when Brady went in, his girl was cheating on him in the trailer home and all that, and yeah, they was going back and forth with the devil and the angel kind of thing on the shoulder. That was a really good video. That was throwback.
It was a dope concept, and like the song itself was dope. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think that album in itself, just to be able to make concepts like that, you know what I mean? That's something that you don't see as much in hip hop anymore, but that was so very dope. Like a lot of times, like there's this kind of ageism beef within hip hop where it's like old school versus new school, and I get it to a degree, but it's like when I look back and I look at greats like Eminem or like Dr. Dre, The Chronic 2001, or like just certain pivotal albums, it's like, yo, this is literally a piece of body of work that's like changing the course of time in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's influencing a whole genre of other styles of music out of its creation. You know what I mean? Like it's like literally transcends just being about hip hop. Mm-hmm. And I think that, that's just one of the beauties of music. Is like, kind of there's this quote with like, Bruce Lee saying, you got to be like water. I feel like music's like water. Like you put it in anything, it's going to just take the shape of whatever it is, but it also can create this immense amount of impact. But it can also be like a calming feature. Like it's so many different like waves of it. In fact, that's what, You know, I gotta, you got a computer full of waves. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's like music is just like that in that sense, and I think that's cool about it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and that's a timeless album. And also, I remember we were talking the other day, and you're like, you feel like it's coming back to the essence of what it was. You know, maybe not fully because there is this new wave of music that's also cool. Like, you know, you got the young SoundCloud stuff, and I mean, the new generation is upon us, so we have to respect the new stuff too. But you did mention the other day that you got guys like Benny and a lot of the
Right.
dudes over at Slim Shady. A lot of that stuff's coming back too, man, and I'm excited for it. And your album reminds me of it as well. Like you when I listen to your stuff, it also reminds me of, like, you probably heard it before, but like you have like kind of like that Scarface feel.
Yeah, yeah, I got that a lot early on in my career for sure. Like, that was like the person I was kind of most compared to early on was like Scarface, and I take that as a compliment for sure. Like, he's a legend, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when The Fix was like one of the first albums to get 5 mics in the source, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a classic album, you know what I'm saying? And Scarface is definitely, an influential person, you know what I'm saying, not just in hip hop, but particularly Southern hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And me being from the South, you know, influenced by the Scarfaces as well as 8 Ball and, Pimp C and, you know what I'm saying, all those guys, you know, it's, I feel like the comparison is there because I'm influenced by it, you know what I'm saying? It shaped me, you know what I'm saying? It shaped who I am as a man today in a lot of ways as well. So, I love hearing those comparisons because you're comparing me to somebody who I can consider great. So
It shows in your music, bro. Like, it shows in, like, the way that, I think the video you have for what was the last video you recorded with your boy Uncle Luke?
from the South Part Two.
From the South Part 2, yeah. You had the old school whip in it, like, you really have that old soul, and I feel it. I love that stuff, like, I love old rap. I love all music, but I do have a special place in my heart for old school rap, particularly like the 90s and maybe early 2000s. Like, that's where I grew up, like, listening to, like, the Slim Shady stuff, the Illmatics, the Reasonable Doubts, when Kanye first hit with College Dropout, Common.
And I think, like, right now, like how you was, mentioning with those other guys, what it's showing is that, there's, hip hop is got so many different forms and varieties right now, so many different types of styles. So it's like everything can coexist, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have this movement over there popping, but you also have this, like, more of this, golden era based sound of hip hop, and but just, it's coming from a new place. It's, what I'm saying, it's about new subject matter. Still, it's influenced by the newness of what's happening that's going around too, but it's just based from this, kind of like this grassroots idea of hip hop, and that can also be popping too, which it is. So it just shows the versatility, like, where we at. Hip hop is grown, it's so vast, it's known all over the world, so it should be that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it was a long time coming, man. I think they tried to shut it down, but I mean, hip hop was just too strong. It's only getting bigger too, man. It's transcended into fashion, to everything people do. It's there. So right. I don't see it going anywhere. I really fuck with that song, "Stay Ready" too. By the way.
I'm gonna take that shit. Ay. Stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga. Stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga. Hey, fully prepared like a sniper. The stairs quite deadly. All black filler despair is quite heavy. My young nigga fresh out the celly, he quite ready. Bags packed sharp as machete, we in the Fetty. Bomb that just like a levy, look at the telly. Channel 7, Regis and Kelly, we on it daily. Wrap that up like a baby, we going crazy. So flow niggas be wavy, you gotta pay me. This ain't no Tyrese lately, this that saline. You better get that clear. Buck shots out the muffler, rip up a deer. Might just fly out to Africa, like sincere. Nigga ready, nigga ready, nigga ready, nigga ready. Stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga. Stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga. Stay ready. ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga. Putting the city on my shoulders, front to back filled with boulders. Killed the rats with the cobras, coming with bats be semi-Sosa. Pass the gat and leave them crackers somewhere cozy. And my shooter supposed to be James Posey. Coming to club, don't ever leave that nigga open. You know we jamming, we coming from Jam Pony. We running plays like Phil and Dan Tony. Subpar bars get carved like bologna. With 3 holes off in your side like Saucony. It ain't safe, we bomb the matrimony. Them dogs ain't eating the wheat, them niggas hungry. They ready, nigga. Hey, stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga. Stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga. Stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga. Stay ready, I ain't gotta get ready, nigga.
Yeah, that one goes crazy. I love that one off the project, man. And the D'Antoni, man, I fucking hate that dude, bro. But whatever, man. That's a Laker thing, you know. That's a Laker conversation. I don't hate the dude, man. I wish him well. But man, yeah, that beat is crazy. Who made that joint?
It's my man Square Boogie. You know what I'm saying? He also mixed and mastered the project as well. You know what I'm saying? He's a very dope producer, engineer as well. We worked together on Audio Mono as well. He did Uncle Campbell on Audio Mono. Like, you know, extremely talented producer, engineer, man. That's my dude.
I mean, also they're really short songs. I don't. Was that purposely or that's just how they?
Yeah. That was definitely purposely. Like, it's kind of the same way like Audio Mono's like really short songs. Like, you know, and even just making it.
I enjoyed it, honestly. I like these days. Honestly, my attention span's so fucking weird. These days, I will like listen to a song, but it's cool because like these days now, like if a song's like a minute and 15 seconds or a minute and 30 seconds long, right. it sounds like it's 2 songs in one now, you know. But I appreciated the way you did that and the way that every song just kind of complemented each other and the whole album came together as a cohesive unit. It was a really good project and a really good beat selection.
Like going into it, I was, you know, making records, but I knew I really wanted to make it like, you know, an EP. Like I really wanted to be, you know, an extended play. Like I wanted it to also feel like an album at the same time, even though it's in an EP format. Like it feels albumish, you know. It feels like an intro. It feels like an outro. It feels like, you know, songs that connect together. And I like doing that, you know what I mean? I think that when I'm creating stuff, I get into like a zone, you know what I mean? Like I get into like a feel of what the project's going to be about. Like, you know, sonically, how do I hear it? You know, how do I picture it? And I think a lot of that too, I credit that still to just being a student of music, you know what I'm saying? A student of the game, the hip hop, especially just going and listening to albums and, you know, I would sit and listen to something, and it might be a song, and I'll listen to that song like 1,000 times. You know what I mean? Like I might just like the way, you know, the beat just rolls at this point. You know what I mean? And I'll just be like, you know, this shit's crazy. You know, just the way that like a dude might, you know, just a certain flow on a certain track, you might just catch it in a certain way, and I'll like listen to it, and I think of that the same way. You know, going back into basketball, like. You know, look at the greats like Kobe or Jordan. Like they'll be out there in the gym and they're shooting 1,000 shots. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at this. You know, in a student of music, I might listen to a song 1,000 times just trying to figure out like, wow, how did he just catch that flow right here? Or like, you know, just I'm extremely competitive in that sense. You know what I mean? But not necessarily in the sense of trying to compete with other people, but I'm trying to outdo myself. Like I'll like be, you know, people might like, you know, Audio Mono came out and people like Audio Mono, but I'm like going to a skate trying to like shit on Audio Mono, and I'm going into my next project trying to shit on the skate, even though they're all like my projects and I love them, you know what I'm saying, the same. I'm going into the next one trying to like shit on, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I think that in itself keeps me reaching for more, you know, wanting to be better. Because once you stop doing that, then that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to stop being, you know, as good as you were.
Yeah, and for yourself, you impressing yourself, right? Like, because you know your taste. You know, if you feel like it's fire to you, you know that the rest of the people will fuck with it. You know, type shit. And
well, it's not even. I wouldn't even say. I'm thankful also too. Like when I work on music, I have like core people that I work with. Like shout out to my man G, shout out to my man Gutter. Like they when I'm working on a project as well, like it's like I'll send songs to people, I'll send songs to people that I'm close with too, and just like gauge their reaction as well, like, see if like, what they like about the song, or, they might be like, yo, I didn't like this beat at first, but like now I really fuck with this song, you know what I mean? Like, damn, I didn't know you was gonna go that direction with it. So I use all of that, you know what I mean? I use all of that. And I'm thankful that I'm built relationships with people. Like I don't have any yes men around me. Like somebody will tell me like, yo, I think you could do this song better, or like, I think you could, stuff like that. Those are important, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't just base it all off myself, you know what I'm saying? Like I think you have to have those other people around that you can kind of throw ideas off and reflect, and
they're not hating.
See what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not hating. They just want you to know that you could do better,
Well, it's not like hate don't even come into it when you know that you're dealing with people that really, that you really rock with, like you really grinding in the field with, like that's your, it's not like business, it's like just family. So it's like the same way my family gonna want the best for me. That's how the circle I try and keep around me of people that have that same kind of energy. Like, I'm a very, like, tight knit type of person, you know what I'm saying? I keep like my circles and inner circles of the people that I deal with extremely tight, you know what I mean? Like I don't just let anybody in, I just don't move like that, you know what I mean? And I never will move like that, because we got this turn down here, like down south, like or South Florida, however you want to say, like where it's like being friendly, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't friendly like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I got my people that I rock with, and you know what I'm saying, we keep it tight. And I think that's important, because when you start letting all different people in your ear and shit like that, I feel like that's when shit go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Man. That's when shit start being, start going left.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
That's when everything starts going to shit.
It gets weird. I mean? It gets weird.
Yeah.
It's like, because people are some people, you don't know what their intentions are. And, sometimes when you have like a good heart, or like, you fuck with people, period. It's hard to just like let people in, because, some people don't have the best intentions, and then they have you in the fucking whirlwind of shit, and you don't even know how to get out. you know how to get out of it, but it was just a huge inconvenience. So it's hard to, I feel you on that. Definitely hard to let new people in.
Like rap is a very popular thing, is a very, braggadocious, like it's a certain like energy that come with rap. It's a certain visibility that come with rap. So I think that a lot of people want that visibility, and when you start getting a certain kind of attention and things like that too, people try to associate themselves with that because they want that same visibility or attention too. You know what I'm saying? So they already coming into it with a motive, like they not caring about you. They just want to be, they just want what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that I work with or grinder with, they've been working before we was doing anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or we was building relationships before people even kind of knew or even cared, or even if they cared before, and then people stop giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through all of that. I've been making music for a long time, so you go through a lot of ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate those, because that really show you who rock with you for real, like as your people. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some people that like when, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been doing music for a long time, so there was a time when my career was high before. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's creating a buzz, and there was people that was around, and then you go through shit, and then you're not as hot as you was no more, or not hot at all, or even don't even feel like even fucking with music. And it's like people that are just not, they'll write you off, like, oh, fuck that, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, but then there's people that's really tight, like that's your family, that know everything about whatever your struggles is, what you're going through, all your real shit, and then you build up more shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have, that's what's important. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's important, because at the end of the day, like, even look with this, you know what I'm saying, something like COVID that kind of come up, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of the music industry in the sense, there's ups and there's downs in it right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that was up is kind of going down because of this, you know what I'm saying? Because,
right.
the world is just different. What people are wanting to listen to is different. What the people are thinking about is different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's people suffering because of that. I'm like, you know, are you gonna have to still the same people that was around when you was the hottest shit in the world still around you? Maybe not. Probably not. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even want to go through that like process. You know, you just already want to know the people around you is going to be with you through thick and thin. You know, and that's goes back to what you said, letting new people in, because you know, some people, like you said, they're just there because they want what you have or they want to be a part of what you created. You know, but they didn't put in the hard work. They didn't put in no sweat and tears. None of that, no late night hours, none of that stuff, you know. So you have to be cautious of that. And I've been in camps that are successful camps. I've been in studios of theirs, and they treat their whole thing like a military base, you know. Like
right.
They treat their whole thing like, yo, no outsiders in. You know what I'm saying? Like we working,
right.
And that's what it has to be, because, you know, and some people come and they just want to bring the party to the studio, and
it depends. Like I said, it all depends on the person, because at the end of the day, you know, we still understand how to handle business. It's just that we understand that, like, yo, this our squad. You know what I'm saying? We finna see what's happening with that. If it makes sense, it makes sense, and we go handle business how we need to. But we know that we fighting for the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody going into it like, yo, fuck this person or fuck that person, because that's when shit be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going into it like, yo, this the squad, this what we doing, and you know, it's us against the world type shit.
Yep. Hell yeah. You mentioned before too that you wanted to quit rap, and you came back because of the love that you was getting from the music. The people was telling you to make a comeback, or what?
It's a bunch of different things. Like, it wasn't even like I wanted to quit rap. Like, I stopped. Like, I wasn't like actively doing shit for, like, you know what I'm saying, for like years. You know what I'm saying? Like, before I put out Audio Mono, I hadn't dropped a project or been on a project since 2016. So it was like 3 years and of just kind of like not even kind of fucking with rap. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, it's like I said before, like, music and the passion for music is like my kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like not fucking with one of your kids. It's like you might be mad at them right now. You might feel like, yo, I ain't fucking with this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, my kids is really young, so I never experienced that with them yet. But I'm just imagining that's how it would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got so much love for them that it's like you're eventually gonna get past whatever it is that's in the way from y'all really connecting how you need to. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a process in itself. And I'm glad that process happened, you know what I'm saying, as well, because it gave me like a new love, like a new, you know, a new understanding. And no matter if I said I wasn't rapping,
you got to think a little bit outside of music.
Yeah, I would say think, just experience life. You know, sometimes it was good. I think at the time that I was, you know what I'm saying, taken away, it was just a lot of different things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people forget that you're a real person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just see you rap and it just feel like, okay, you're like a machine or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just rapping all day and you not like have a real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got real life, you got real emotions, you got real shit that you got to deal with just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You're just experiencing that with a certain different type of visibility or opportunity than some other person. You know what I'm saying? But you still going through the same kind of shit. You know what I mean? And the thing that makes it even difficult is that you'll be going through that shit, but at the same time, you got expectations as well, which that you built. You know what I'm saying? You built those expectations because you grinding and you making shit that's dope. So you're going to have those, but you're still experiencing those things. And, you know, I had my point in time where I was like, yo, kind of like, fuck this shit. But even though during that time, I was still like a student, like I was still like listening to music. I was still hip to what's going on. I was still like, you know, being a student, you know what I'm saying, doing what a student does. I just wasn't like actively, I was even still recording in a sense, you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't actively kind of pursuing or like pushing music. And it was like 2019, I had started working on Audio Mono, and I just really wanted to get back to the basics. Like I was like, yo, fuck trying to write hooks and all that shit. I don't care about none of that.
So you think you felt discouraged, or was it discouraged or not?
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. You feel discouraged. I mean, you're an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like your artist and your art is like a sensitive shit. It's like so fucking sensitive.
True.
So it's like when you're in a place where you don't feel like you're creating your best art, or like there's other things that's blocking you from really being able to like create the way that you want, you're gonna feel like, yo, I can't even do this right now. Like I can't even like understand or even fuck with this shit right now. And I'm sure every artist experienced that at some point in time in their life. You know what I mean? And because I think that's a part of the journey. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, because I'm not just telling my story. I'm speaking, you know, their experiences too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You're having a conversation with them almost.
Yeah, exactly.
In a
exactly.
way, like, you know,
Exactly.
and they can relate to that stuff. Honestly, what's your favorite song actually on Audio Mono?
My favorite song is probably One Take J.
One Take J. I fucks with that one too.
I love that title. Like,
true.
And it was really like one take shit, and it was just really like it was like a statement record for me. You know what I mean? Like, when I was writing that record, I was kind of like, just had this big chip on my shoulder, like, yo, like, motherfuckers think I can't spit or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I just went in with that kind of mindset, and it was one of the earlier records I made for the project, and I feel like it helped shape what the rest of Audio Mono was as well.
Yeah, no, that song's good. I actually want to play it right now.
Rap in my city for years with no acknowledgement. Really kept that shit on the low. It's quite astonishing. Ain't got half the potential and no polishing. But I fell victim to the ways of my environment. Right inside a cell or working until retirement. Either way, a nigga like me just ain't buying it. Bullshit sells, and trust me, I ain't trying it. Pick any law that you want and I'm defying it. Cross the name out at the top and write mine in it. Nigga got soul like train to Phyllis Hyman. Sent by God and rapping is my assignment. I do it for the niggas who only got it by grinding. Hey, if you ain't get it, it ain't time yet. It never waits, and I ain't had mine yet. Same place you talk that shit is where you dying at. Same pressure bust that pipe, I be applying that. Dodge every trap they set like I designed it. Is you crazy? Where the fuck your mind at? They strategized but wasn't wise for combat. I'm in my zone getting dome sipping cognac, nigga.
What, getting dome and sipping cognac? Bruh. You was speaking to the streets on that one, bro.
Man. No.
That's honestly, man. Yo, your stuff is amazing, honestly, bro. Since we linked in New York that one time, that first time, bro, we've always stayed in contact, man. I can't even explain to you enough how much I really appreciate you being here, bro. Like, you're someone who I really fuck with, like, artistically, man. And I'm really excited to see what's coming for you, bro. For real, I see a lot of great things coming your way, man. Just stay down, you know.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of music in the stash. Plus, I'm always creating and working on music. You know what I'm saying? I got another EP I'm gonna be talking about real soon, but I'm gonna be probably dropping it sometime in September. For sure.
We're gonna definitely be on the lookout for that one. You already know.
Yeah, I got a couple projects in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like got a couple more EPs as well that I'm gonna be. Like, I want to put out a few EPs before, like, I really want to try and, you know, start working on my debut. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to just put the music out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just want to feed the people who like music. You know what I mean? Because I've been away for so long. It's like, I might as well. You know what I'm saying? I got plenty shit to come out. You know what I mean?
Mm. No, for sure, man. For sure, man. Well, we're excited, man. We're definitely excited about it, bro. And the videos, too, man. We're definitely excited to see some new videos.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Luke. He did From the South Part 2. That's out right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot more visuals coming as well. And different visual ideas as well. Like, just experimenting, trying different shit. Like, really pushing, you know, myself, not lyrically as an artist, but performance-wise, video-wise, like, everything. Just want to continue to elevate and grow. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's right, man. That's right, bro. Well, man, thank you. I know you got some stuff you probably got to do, man. I really just wanted to say thank you, man. And always a pleasure talking to you, man. I'm always tapping with you, bro. You really inspiring, man. Keep it going, bro. Keep it going. Anything you want to say before we wrap this up? Like
just thank you for having me, man. You know what I mean? Like you said, you've been really like showing love and support since we linked up in New York, and that was like a few years ago. And you know what I'm saying, we still here rocking, and I'm the first guest on your show. You know what I mean? So that's dope.
Legendary, bro. Legendary, bro.
Yeah,
man, bro. Next time we link up, bro, hey, we getting turned up. And to be honest, bro, we gonna make a song, bro.
I'm coming up that way soon, bro. Shout out to G&G. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole Pandemonium group squad. Like, shout out to Uncle Luke, Ja Rule, Who I Be, Square Boogie. You know what I mean? Shout out to, I'm going to be working with Young McFly on me and him got an EP in the cup. And I'm working on a project also with my man Trox. Super dope producer. Super, super dope. We're going to do some real legendary shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going to lie. But when that comes out, it's going to be a fucking problem. I ain't going to lie.
Man, we're going to be on the lookout for that. And what's the IG? What's the IG in case people want to look you up?
The Twitter's Ride Low Man. The IG's Ride Low Man. That's Ride, RIDE, Low, LOW, Main, MANE. You know what I'm saying? And check my Bandcamp out. You know what I'm saying? jnix.bandcamp.com.
Yes, sir. There you go, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name's Roberto Lucas. This is Little Friends Radio. Expect more in the future. That's my boy J Nix, one of Miami's best kept secrets, but not for long, man. And we're gonna ride it out with From the South Part 2. Y'all enjoy. All right.
Yeah. So niggas ain't slow. Right, love, man, all that. Niggas worrying about looting but stealing from they niggas. That mind state is pollution, gotta get rid of ya. I ain't got no solutions, I got a clip full of questions. A whole lot of what you doing, why you did that. Not the cap off the captain, it's that capitalism. Black nationalism, Pan-Africanism. Loaded all in the Mac, that's as black as the prison. I see it all clear, the visions of prison. I used to say, Lord, forgive me. Now it's so, Lord, did you see how I flipped? Nobody wanna play the victim. The views are sickening, down with the systems. If you's a rich man, nah, this a sticker. If you the stick man, no stick figures. In the booth, in the basement, like big tickets. Underground, but I'm really just a real nigga. Put your money where your mouth is. Show me where your house is. My niggas en route, and they coming from the south, bitch. Coming from the south, bitch. Put your money where your mouth is. Show me where your house is. My niggas en route, and they coming from the south, bitch. Coming from the south, bitch. Right,